You check your phone. You sent the message 3 hours ago. You see the green dot is active. You see they viewed your story 10 minutes ago. But your message remains unread. In that moment, you feel a very specific, cold tightness in your chest, a mix of confusion and low-level humiliation. Your mind starts racing, replaying the last interaction, searching for a mistake. You wonder if you were too eager or if you said something wrong. You feel the urge to send a follow-up just to check in. Stop. This feeling isn't an accident, and it isn't random confusion. This is a psychological status test. Most people fail this test without ever realizing they are taking it. They panic. They double text to relieve their anxiety. They hand over their power on a silver platter. But silence isn't an absence of communication. It is the loudest communication there is. In the next 8 minutes, I will walk you through the 3 stages of strategic silence. You will learn why your availability is destroying your perceived value, the hidden mechanism behind the vacuum principle, and how to regain control. Let's begin. Number 1. The asymmetric investment trap. The first error is economic. In any social exchange, whether business, romantic, or platonic, value is strictly determined by scarcity. If you provide attention freely, without requirement or request, you are flooding the market with a currency that no longer holds purchasing power. This is the asymmetric investment trap, a dynamic where one side invests heavily to maintain the connection, while the other side simply exists to receive it. You can see this asymmetry clearly if you look at the digital footprint of your interactions. Scroll through your recent text threads. Look at the visual shape of the conversation. Are you sending 3 lines of text for every 1 line they send? Are you asking all the questions? When you are together, do you feel a pressure to fill every silence because you are terrified the interaction will die if you stop pedaling? You notice that you are always the architect of the plans. You realize that if you didn't reach out, a week or a month would pass in total silence. They aren't bad texters. They are simply reacting to the abundance of your attention. This dynamic exploits the sunk cost fallacy. When you overinvest, your brain tricks you into believing they are valuable simply because you have spent effort on them. You are chasing your own investment. The moment you recognize you are in the asymmetric investment trap, you must stop. Immediate cessation. Do not announce it. Do not send an angry text saying, "I'm done trying." Instead, execute the mirror -10 strategy. Match their energy, then subtract 10%. If they take 4 hours to reply, you take 4. You are correcting the market value of your time. When you pull back, you stop feeding the inflation. You force them to feel the absence of your validation for the first time, but simply pulling back is not enough. You create a void. This leads us to number 2, the vacuum principle. Most people cannot handle silence. When a conversation stalls or a connection goes quiet, they feel a spike of cortisol. They rush to fill the gap with words, apologies, or humor. This is a sign of weakness. The vacuum principle states that power always flows to the person who can sit in the silence without fidgeting. You notice this in high-stakes negotiations. You state your price, your boundary, or your expectation. Then there is silence. The other person doesn't respond immediately. In that precise moment, your heart rate spikes. Your internal monologue starts racing. Did I offend them? Maybe I should soften the blow. You feel a physical urge to speak. This is the critical failure point. If you speak first to relieve your own anxiety, you have lost the frame. You have signaled that your internal stability relies on their external approval. This works because of uncertainty reduction theory. The human brain perceives ambiguity as a potential threat. When you remain silent, you transfer that ambiguity to the other person. By not rushing to fill the vacuum, you project secure attachment. You signal that you are comfortable with yourself and you do not need their constant feedback to sustain your reality. Understand this, The person who breaks the silence is usually the one with less leverage. By holding your position, you force them to come to you. You are being immovable. You are waiting for them to invest, effectively flipping the dynamic. You are turning the map around so they have to navigate towards you. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I control the pace. Now, number 3. The intermittent reward system. Predictability is the death of attraction and respect. If you are a puzzle that has already been solved, there is no reason to look at you again. The signal here is their expectation of your availability. They text you at 9 p.m. on a Friday, assuming you are free. They have modeled you as a static object on a shelf. This relies on operant conditioning. Skinner found that lab rats pressed a lever more frantically when the reward was random. This is the psychology of the slot machine. If your availability is variable, if sometimes you answer and sometimes you are engaged in your own purpose, you become the slot machine. You become a high-value challenge rather than a low-value guarantee. When they reach out after silence, do not reward them with immediate validation. If they give you crumbs, do not give them a loaf of bread. Reply later, reply briefly. You teach people how to treat you by what you tolerate. This shifts your identity. You now possess a different lens on social dynamics. Most people view silence as a rejection. You now see it as a filter. Most people view availability as kindness. You now see it as a lack of boundaries. Most people chase because they are afraid of losing. You withdraw because you are not afraid of standing alone. When you stop chasing, you change how you see yourself. You move from the anxious pursuer to the observed prize. You stop trying to convince people of your value and start letting your absence demonstrate it. The next time the phone is quiet, do not panic. Observe the silence. Let it do the heavy lifting. Drop this in the comments. If you've shifted your perspective, I see the game. Stand firm.